So just before we jump into this hunt, I'd just like to give a shout out to all my patrons. And so Patreon is such a massive part of what's keeping this channel going. So if you are watching for the first time, or you've been watching for ages and you haven't considered supporting me over on Patreon, please do go and check it out. There's some free stuff that you can check out there without having to sign up, but if you could, it'd really be appreciated. So anyway, I'll leave a link in the description. Don't forget that I've got online course hunter education as well, so all the links will be there in the description. Go over to my website, zebrashunting.com, and check it all out. Prices, dates available, all the rest of it, they're all there, along with all my merchandise, hoodies, t-shirts, and a few stickers. So yeah, if you could support the channel in some way, please do. Righto, here we go. Rifle on. Not a client, just a mate. Say g'day, Bryan.
Hello, everyone.
Bryan with a Y from WA has come over for a play. So we're heading in for 4 days. And this is the 4th trip. We've got to get him a deer.
Thanks for reminding me.
So pressure's on the guide to perform this weekend. So we've got a little bit of snow up the top, a little bit of wind and cold weather, which make them hunker down a little bit, which you'll know I love it when the weather breaks. And we're supposed to have some mild weather later. Sunday and Monday is supposed to be really mild, so I'm guessing that we're going to get amongst deer. But we're going to hit some faces from different angles because Bryan's not a client. I'm going to push him a little bit harder, and because I've got the rifle on as well, if we can find something, or two of, we can both get in on the action. So alright, let's see how we go. First hunt for myself for the year, so pretty excited about that too. But anyway, new rifle too. So
Two new rifles.
two new rifles. We've got a couple of rifles we need to blood. And anyway, it's only about 1 degree lunchtime, and it's snowing at the top, so we'll talk to you when we get into camp. Well, we're in just as the rains decided to come in, so we just threw up the tarp. Got all our gear under it, so keep us dry, and hopefully the rain just comes through and goes away and we can set up properly. But anyway, this will do for now. Should be a good afternoon with this bit of rain. And get them out nice and get them cold and get them out feeding, hopefully. We've got showers rolling in and out, so it's quite cold, and these deer are out feeding, which is a good sign. Might see a bunch tonight. Hopefully we can find one worth going after. Sound asleep, the bugger. Yeah. He's got his head on the ground. But he's more than likely going to work his way down to the left, I'm guessing, because there's a good game trail that comes down through there, and he'll come down onto there. So if he's something you're interested in, what we should do is make a move on him now and get down in position. If we get lucky and he comes down low enough for us for a shot.
We're going to try and cross the river, or we just...
Well, I'd like to just shoot him from this side. But it all depends on what he's about to do. Like, he might just do something completely random.
Yeah, let's pack up. Are you packed up or is all your gear over there? Or you've got all your gear?
As in the shirts on it.
Yeah. Yeah, like, you haven't got anything left around there?
No, it's guns in.
Yeah, yeah.
Righto, we've spotted those couple of stags. We're just going to move in closer because they're being real cautious about where they're moving to. Makes me think there could be something big in there. And they're a bit wary of the big boy, maybe. But if not, the second stag, the slightly bigger one, if he comes into a spot where it's real easy to kill him, it's going to be in a bit of trouble because Bryan hasn't shot a Sambar yet, and he's been trying for years, so we're just going to be happy for a deer.
He's right up high, is he? Yeah. Above the rocks or below the rocks?
Below the rocks.
So where those wattle blossom is up there? No, that's the first one. Where's the air coming from? It's on us, isn't it?
Righto, we've had a cracker first afternoon. Brian's just left to go back to camp. He's only got some Leopold binoculars, and they just don't keep up with the swallows. So yeah, he's headed back. But we got down in position on that second stag, but we just lost him through the timber. I think we might have picked him up unknowingly, and at closer distance he didn't look as good as we hoped, and so basically we didn't even get excited when we saw him. But yeah, I've seen the big knobby stag again, the big bodied bugger. I thought he was dead, so that's cool. If he hangs around low for me, I'm going to kill him. But yeah, what else did we see? We saw a couple of deer over a bit further downstream, and some way over on his upper face, so definitely a lot of deer around. It's just been drizzly, windy, cold all afternoon, and we actually thought our air had centred up in that area and the deer had got onto us and moved around, but I've just come back around here and I've found them down low on the river, and I think the stag that was up high is with them, so tomorrow morning we'll make a play on them straight up and try and get Bryan in on that stag, but hopefully something big has turned up in the morning. But beggars can't be choosers when you're looking for your first deer. It's not really the size of the deer that matters, it's the effort that you put in and the hunt that goes along with it. So we're going to be happy to take that deer for Bryan. But yeah, anyway, it's been a great afternoon. If this weather cracks, it might be really good hunting too, but at the moment they're really cold and they're just out feeding flat out, which is really good. But anyway, I'm going to get back, just see if I can glass up something new before it gets really dark. Reason for limping. I can't see that one. That's a good one. Show me the rest of them. Oh yeah, look at the ones on here. Oh, good one.
there's two in here. So it nearly has to be. They're in there somewhere. Oh no, that's the big boy, is it? Another big girl in there. There's two big girls, three big girls that live in here, but there could be that one around the corner.
She knows that one's there.
You'd think so. Nothing.
She just got a bit of a breeze.
Yeah, so we saw pretty much all the deer we needed to see except for the stags this morning. So we've left them undisturbed and we've hunted around upstream, and we bumped a hind and a yearling and bumped another deer. That's all we've seen. We've done heaps of glassing and haven't seen anything else, but there's quite a fair bit of rut activity on the pads and that, so on the scrapes all quite active. So the stags are about, we've just got to get eyes on them. So I've left Bryan up on the hill there and I've slipped down into this jungle. It's so prehistoric down here, it's unreal. Just expecting to see like a 36-inch pair of antlers just laying here from, or a big old deadhead that's just died of old age. It's, yeah, so cool down in here. If you're a trout fisherman, you're probably going to love these streams. Super remote, unfished I'd say. Just put up a deer 30 metres away, it just snuck off. Big hind, bedded on the river. Beautiful water. Well, I've punched into this area before a long time ago, but I sort of only come up the river, and anyway, I've done it again. I'm here at the wrong time of the day to see deer out feeding, but I've seen bugger all, so I'm basically scouting for somewhere else to hunt, and haven't found anywhere that you could camp in here. But yeah, I only saw one deer right back at the start. I've found a few footprints. I haven't seen any rubs or scrapes. There's hardly a single deer trail or game trail here at all. There's hardly any animals. I've seen a couple piles of poo, but I found a good advantage to glass from. and I think the deer would be more likely on the opposite face. So what I'm going to do now is, because I've got to get out of here, but there's practically no chance of me sitting here till the last light and then walking out. It's just too far, a bit too dangerous. So I'm going to slip across the river and jump up the other side. I've found somewhere where I reckon there's going to be some beds. There's a real nice little rocky outcrop that looks like it's got some flat spots underneath it. So I'm going to sneak up to there, have a look there, and then I'm going to contour out of this and jump over the top rather than going back around the river. It's going to be a bit of a mission, but why do I do it? There's bunches of deer back over there, but I'm not just a deer hunter. I love exploring. I love being able to feel like I'm one of only a few people, if not one of a handful of people that has sat in here and looked at this or has walked this section of the river. There's very little deer here though, which would be nice if there was 10 deer on this face, but I've actually seen where a rock dislodged out of the escarpment up here and it's taken out trees all the way down. See big scars in the dirt where it must have been hitting, so it's pretty cool. Might have happened when that earthquake happened or something, but anyway, we'll see what we find down across the river. It's bloody steep up here. I've got to take me time to get down off this hill. Because what I've done is I've jumped up on this side, which is the shitty side, looking across at the good side. But if there was something out feeding it, it's everything's 500 and in. So it's all doable, but anyway, we'll see what we find when we get across the other side. Must be a dud, this spot. There's deer here, but I just walked down onto a pretty awesome flat, and there was some really old rubs, like as if deer lived here 5 years ago, and there's basically nothing here now. Walked up to this bluff where I thought there'd be a bed, and there is, but it looks like dingoes using it, and that's what I saw, a bit of dingo sign down on the bottom. So whether they've just been hassled out of here by dogs, don't know, but it's so remote there should be a group of deer in here just having a party, but there's not. So a bit of a lesson, doesn't matter how remote you go, doesn't actually mean you're going to get amongst a heap of deer. This is pretty remote. I don't think a lot of people get back here. It's hard and it's only a small area, so sometimes the effort's not rewarded. You remember that spot, Brett? That's where you wanted to change my nickname from Zebra to Goat. Well, there's no need to keep dreaming about this spot, mate. I've walked it. It's a dud. So I've saved you the hassle this time. And wow, so harsh over here, mate. I thought it looked quite good to glass onto. There's no deer here just purely because it's just too bloody steep and rugged. There's the odd pile of shit here and there, but they don't live here. I reckon every now and again a stag wanders onto this face and he lives here for a little bit and then he wanders off. They don't live here, mate. Stop dreaming about it, eh? I know I will. Nearly climbed out. Went along the river, went up the other side, glassed in, crossed over, punched it up. Now I'm going over the top. Sweating like hell. Anyway, the dream's still alive, it's just not in here. See where that earth there's all stirred up? That's where a big yoni must have let go. Just come down here. Took out that little tree. And went way down there. And way down there. And I dare say he's in the bottom. Whew. Wouldn't have wanted to be here when that happened. So I've just come up through that nasty, and I've come over the side. That's some big deer shit. Still got the slime on it. I'm in some thick bush. That's a stag. I've been wondering why I can't find stags in this country at the moment. The hunting pressure's so high. They're just back in this thick stuff. They're not living out where everyone wants to see them. If I run into this thing, I reckon it'll be big. Gun's ready. I've got this spiker feeding this face over here, so I'm going to get around square to him so it's the shortest possible distance. Just make sure there's no other deer with him. Kind of looking for that big male form. If he's up there somewhere, hopefully he pops out tonight. Right, running. Ah, bloody hind. What's that, sorry?
How thick does the bush get around the corner?
Oh, you don't want to go in there.
It's a hind.
Well, we've been on deer all morning, but just not the ones we want. Only stag is that little wonky fella. Yeah, but anyway, so we've been watching those deer and trying to find a stag bedded above them or something moving around, but can't find anything. So we've slipped around into the sun so we can thaw out a bit and have something to eat and a bit of a siesta, and then we'll make a bit of a plan for the afternoon. But it's hard to find these stags at the moment. Hunting pressure, are they all dead? I don't know. But we can only keep trying to look. Thought I saw one about 3 k's away. By the time I put the camera up to try to confirm if it was, couldn't really see. It wasn't there anymore. I don't know whether it was a shadow or it was a deer and it just moved. But anyway, we'll keep trying. Well, we spent the day pretty much up on the hill. Picked up that one big hind there on the ridge, but couldn't spot anything else with her. And so we've dropped to the river, and because Bryan's got no headlamp, he snuck back along the river to jump back on the camp ridge before dark and do some glassing. And I'm just going to do a slow bush stalk all the way back to camp in a different direction. It's pretty dry though, so it's quite noisy, so we're having to go pretty slow. See what we can find. Literally 30 metres from where I talked to you last. Just got honked at. Well, we've got to the last morning. We spotted another bunch of deer. My big camera's gone flat. I've recorded that much live deer footage this trip. So, yeah, but unfortunately nothing has poked its head out. where we can have a crack at it today because we've got to get out. This is a stint of 8 days I've spent in here. I had a client, I hiked out, I hiked back in with Bryan the following day. So we've had a good crack at it, but we haven't managed to join all the dots. But that's Sambar hunting, and I'm sure there's big stags out here still. They're just hiding well behind the trees, and that's their superpower, is being able to hide behind the scrub and the trees when you're looking for them, and they just don't appear, and when they do, they disappear just as quick. So that's Sambar for you. Get used to it, guys, because they even do it to me. So